Dan Watson preached to his team coming into Game 4 that the most difficult thing in hockey to do is close out another team's season, and the Walleye certainly found that out. The Indy Fuel put up one heck of a fight. They actually had a 3-2 lead going into the third period here in Game 4, but the Walleye were able to rally with 3 unanswered goals. That line of Trenton Bliss, Gordy Green, and Brandon Hawkins certainly setting the tone in this thing. Hawkins with 2 goals and earning the #1 star in Game 4. The Walleye are moving on. They sweep the Indy Fuel, and now they wait to see who they'll take on in the second round.
About that goal again, and he relayed that rule. You have to allow the goaltender an opportunity. And a shot. They score! Short-handed. Guess who? Sam Craggs gets the goal in Toledo from down 1-0 to up 1-0. Turned it over there for a moment. Green's got it. He does. Got a man wide open. Hawkins. He shoots. He scores! Brandon Hawkins ties it at 2. Worked up towards the line. Green gonna tip it out to center. He and Tutayev have a 2-on-1. Green. Tutayev scores! We are tied at 3. He takes a bump at center, still managed to lay it in to the Indy zone. Cameron is on it. It's turned over in front, a shot. They score! Green finds Hawkins, and Toledo leads. Bliss will carry it to center ice. Ahead for Hensick. He's got the look of the empty net. Backhand, scores!
He's very happy, Dan Watson, I'm sure, to be able to get this thing done. It looked like there were some times where it would have been easy for you guys to fold this thing up and say, hey, we got to go to a Game 5. How were you guys able to rally back there in that third period and find a way to win this thing?
Yeah, it starts with our leadership group, starts from inside that room between periods, just believing in each other, even on the bench. As time was ticking down, it was get 1, we'll get 2. And we got the 1, we got the 2, and obviously empty netter there. But I think for us, it's the way our guys are playing. You know, everyone believes in each other, and that's the makings of a really, really good team.
It is so hard to end a team season, and it's really hard to sweep a team in the playoffs. How were your guys able to play so well throughout an extended period of time in this series?
Well, I think, obviously putting the team together for the playoffs, we saw these guys play like this through that 18-game win streak. And I don't like to bring that back up because it is regular season. It's a completely different animal. But these guys work extremely hard. You know, they buy into the way they need to play as a group. Every team plays a different way a little bit, but these guys are competing. They're working hard. And I just think, special teams, again, PK came up huge. Leth made some big saves there in the third as well. Just everyone's chipping in.
I mentioned that it was like the first time you guys had faced a little adversity in this series. What did you learn about your group through that adversity?
Just that resiliency. There's no quit. Doesn't matter what the series is, what the time and score is. Our guys are going to continue to push, continue to play hard. So real proud of our group here tonight.
The Bliss, Green, Hawkins line has been terrific in the series. They were huge again here late in this thing. How good has that line been, and why have you kept those guys together for so long?
Well, they've got a tough job because they're expected to score. They're expected to get on the scoreboard each and every night. That's hard to do. It really is. But I just think making sure that their defensive game is where it needs to be, that's going to allow them to get on the board. And they did that. Their forecheck, getting on sticks, staying on the D, being relentless in that offensive zone. Now you're finding holes. They can all make plays, and they made the right ones here tonight.
Last thing I'll ask you is, you're going to have some time now to sit and wait to see who you're going to play. How much will you watch Fort Wayne and Cincinnati, and what will you guys do at this time leading up to that series?
Yeah, we'll be tuned in. There's no question about that. 2 really, really good teams. 2 formidable opponents who like to play, they play a big style, a heavy style, a physical style. So, we'll be watching for sure and see who's next.
For you guys to come back the way you did, what did that say about this group to find a way to win this thing and finish the series off?
Yeah, I think it just shows we have a special group here. We've been saying it here all year, and just kind of found a way, stuck with it, kept getting pucks in behind them, and then a couple good plays there at the end to finish it off.
You guys knew it would be tough to close this thing out, and it probably would have been easy down a goal in that third period to think, all right, we're going to a Game 5. What was said on the bench? Like, what was the mindset that entire time?
Just stay with it. Keep playing our game. Thought towards the last 5 minutes of the second period, we kind of found our game again. Like you said, we knew it was going to be tough. Closing out a team's always the hardest game. and they played great tonight. And I think we stuck with it, built a little momentum there at the last 5 minutes of the second, and kept it rolling in the third.
How big is it to get the sweep and to be able to have a little time off now and sit and rest a little bit this time of year?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Definitely playoffs wear and tear on your body, so you always have bumps and bruises, and be able to heal those as much as possible going to the next round is big.
The line with you and Bliss and Hawkins has been outstanding. What makes you guys so tough together?
Yeah, I think just kind of building that chemistry throughout the year. This year, we all know what each other's strengths are, and I think we played to it. Blister and I get on the forecheck, and we find Hawk, who arguably has the best shot in the league. Who does have the best shot in the league? And you saw it there tonight twice, and I think we just complement each other really well.
You know you're going to face either Fort Wayne or Cincinnati, and you know them very, very well. How do you guys spend these next few days, and how much do you kind of keep an eye on what you're doing, and do you have a preference on who you play next?
Preference, not so much. They're both great teams with strengths of their own. But it'll be nice to be able to watch the series a little bit, see how each team's play in playoffs. They at least have 2 more games tomorrow night. We'll go back home tonight, so I'm sure a lot of guys, at least I know myself, will be watching the game and seeing how they play in playoffs.
All right, coming up next, the Walleye will get a few days of rest before they will take on either Cincinnati or Fort Wayne. We'll have to wait and see what happens in that series, but for now, we know that the Walleye are moving on after a big sweep here against the Indy Fuel. In Indianapolis, I'm Jordan Strack.